students of first BA. Last time I have uploaded the part 1 explanation for the poem Fear No More, The Heat of the Sun by William Shakespeare. So today I will be giving you a line by line explanation on this poem. Okay, so please open your textbooks, or else I will present the poem on the slide also. As you listen to me, you can take down certain points which will help you prepare for the questions which I have already put before you. So please concentrate on the literary devices which I will be literary devices used in the poem, which I will be explaining to you in detail now, and I will be pointing out where these devices are used, what kind of devices are used, as I give a line by line explanation. So those of you who have your textbooks, you can go to page 53. Those who do not have your textbooks, once again I will bring the poem before you. So just let us look at the first paragraph now. Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Thou thy worldly task hast done, home art gone and taken thy wages. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers, come to dust. So here, the poet is asking us, or is appealing to the reader, not to fear death. Because death is inevitable for all humanity. Look at the last line. Come to dust. So here, the literary device that is used is an allusion from the Bible, where man is made from dust and he will return to dust after his death. Okay, and what he means by come to dust is death is inevitable, and that is why this phrase come to dust is repeated. There is repetition, I told you. So he's using another literary device which we say is repetition, and if you look at the poem, you will see that he has used this phrase come to dust at the end of stanza 1, stanza 2 and stanza 3. Okay, that is the repetition that has been used, come to dust. In the same way, you have the first sentence, fear no more the heat, fear no more. At the beginning of stanza 1, 2 and stanza 3. Okay, stanza 1, 2 and 3 has the phrase repeated, fear no more, at the beginning of the stanza. So this is one, through repetition, the poet is reinforcing the theme of the poem. What is the theme of the poem? The theme of the poem is we should not be afraid of death, and all humanity has to die. Death is inevitable. We all have to die. So we all have to overcome all the sad feelings over death and to accept peaceful death. The theme of the poem, we have to learn to accept death, and death is inevitable to all humanity. And this is the theme of the poem, and it is brought out firstly through use of repetition, that is fear no more, and the second repetition that is used is come to dust. I hope I'm clear with that. Now, coming to the first two lines, fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. If a person is dead, he need not be afraid of the excessive heat of the sun and also the summer heat or the cold winter, the bitter coldness of the winter season. A dead person need not be afraid of the heat, excessive heat of the sun and the bitter cold of the winter season. Now, the literary device that is used here, or the figure of speech that is used here, is personification. Winter's rages, the anger of the winter season, the bitter cold of the winter season. Now, coming to the third line. Thou thy worldly task is duty, your work in this world. Now thy worldly task hath done, home art gone and taken thy wages. You have gone to heaven. You have gone to a place beyond this earth. And after finishing your duty, your work in this world. Here, the figure of speech used is a metaphor. The poet compares our worldly life, our struggles in this world, to the work of a laborer. And at the end of the day's work, you are going to pay wages to the worker, to the laborer. In the same way, our wage is a peaceful death, a life which we will enjoy in heaven after death. Okay, so that is a metaphor. Next, golden lads and girls all must as chimney sweepers come to dust. Golden lads and girls. Everyone must die, from the highest born and the fittest, the highest born, the beautiful golden lads, handsome young men, beautiful girls, people born high and people born low, the chimney sweepers. All have to die. We all have to return to dust. Okay, so those who are successful, those who are failures, those who are beautiful, those who are young, those who are old, all have to die. Death is inevitable. We all have to come to dust. Now let us look at the second paragraph. Fear no more the frown of the great. Thou art past the tyrant's stake. Again, in these two lines, you will see that the figure of speech used is metaphor. When a person dies, another good thing about death is that you are beyond the reach of the tyrant's rule, the frown of the great people. These are two metaphors. So, death frees us from the economic pressures. Death frees us from the powerful people in this world, people who try to control us, people who to whose cruelty we are exposed. In the same way, the man who experiences death does not have to care about feeding himself and clothing. Care no more to clothe and eat. We do not have to worry about food and clothes. We are liberated economically. To thee the reed is as the oak. Here the figure of speech. To thee the reed is as the oak is a simile, because there is a direct comparison. The verbs as and like, when they are used while making a comparison, such a figure of speech is called a simile. To thee the reed is as the yoke. So after you are dead, there is no difference between the weak person and the strong person. Okay? And again, the scepter refers to kings. As I have already told you in part 1, the scepter is a decorated stick that is used by a king or the queen to show his power. In the same way, he says the scepter, that is the kings, men of learning, the psychic, the doctors, must all follow this and come to dust. Death, the theme is repeated here. Death is inevitable. Kings have to die. The learned people have to die. Doctors die. Physicians die. All have to follow death. All have to come to dust. Okay. The third paragraph. Fear no more the lightning flash, nor all the dreaded thunderstone. Do not be afraid. Or the dead man is not afraid of the changing season, the thunder, the lightning. He need not fear slander, censure, rash criticisms, gossip. People will talk badly about us, and we, the dead person, need not be afraid of any kind of criticism. Thou hast finished joy and mourn. Next line. And all lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust. So here the poet says the young lovers should no longer fear sudden events or enjoy their infatuations. The young have to die, the old have to die. Line when we are dead, we need not fear vicious gossips. We need not be afraid of emotional ups and downs. Lovers also have to eventually die. All of us, young or old, lovers, kings, doctors, learned people, chimney sweepers, successful people, failures in life, the rich people, the poor, the powerful, all have to die eventually. And that is why he is asking, he is appealing to all of us to accept death peacefully, to not be afraid of death. This is what he says. He's asking us to face death calmly. Do not cry, do not mourn when a person dies, because nobody can disturb the sleep of the dead. Why does he say no one can disturb the sleep of the dead? He has to sleep peacefully there, because no exorciser harm thee, nor no witchcraft charm thee, ghost unlaid forbear thee, neither exorcists, people who drive away the evil spirit, who expel the evil spirits, the demons, nor the witches seeking to use the demons to revive you from your death, no ghost to bother you, and no bad things will happen to you after you die. So no evil can touch you once you are dead. No exorciser, no witchcraft, no ghost can trouble you. No bad things can befall you. That is what the poet is telling us. We need not be afraid even of evil when we are dead. So he asks us, or he asks the dead men, or he's appealing to the people who are mourning and telling them, nothing ill will come near thee. No bad things will happen to you. So, quiet, peaceful consummation. Have a peaceful death. And renowned, memorable be thy grave. So live life to the fullest, as death knows no age, no culture, no social class or gender. Death is inevitable. It defines equality between every soul, and it gives a meaning to every life. So he's asking us to have a peaceful death. That is the final consummation. And our grave should be a memorable one, a good place for us, because according to him, once we die, we are free from fears, problems, struggles, strifes, troubles, and challenges. These do not affect the peaceful dead. So this is the detailed summary of the poem, line by line. So please listen once again or many times, as many times as you want. Listen very carefully and write out the answer to the question that I have already given in the first part, that is, bring out the poet's views on death in the poem Fear No More. Please write out the notes and prepare for the class. Thank you, students.